The story of Medusa, the snake-haired monster in Greek mythology, is one that evokes both fascination and fear. Most people view her as a villain, but in reality, she was once a beautiful and innocent victim. Today, let's delve into the story of Medusa. There are different versions of Medusa's origin, but let's focus on the most dramatic one. Medusa was the daughter of the sea god Phorcys and his wife Ceto. In Greek mythology, there is more than one sea god, such as the well-known Poseidon, who wields a trident. Well, Poseidon had a part to play in Medusa's story too. Medusa had two sisters, and the three of them were known as the Gorgons. Unlike her sisters, Medusa was not monstrous at birth. Instead, she possessed a pure and beautiful appearance with long, silky hair and captivating eyes. Her beauty was said to rival that of any goddess, and men who caught a glimpse of her often became infatuated, even desiring to marry her. Medusa was a priestess of the goddess Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and had taken a vow of chastity. She was responsible for the daily affairs of the temple, managing offerings and rituals. Her name gradually spread far and wide, and many sought to catch a glimpse of her true form. Poseidon was among those who desired Medusa, and he pursued her relentlessly. However, as a priestess, Medusa refused his advances. On their final encounter, filled with fear, she sought refuge in Athena's temple, hoping for protection. It was here that Poseidon, in front of Athena's statue, violated her. Poseidon and Athena had a complex relationship as well. Athena's father was Zeus, which made Poseidon her uncle. These two had their own conflicts, such as the famous dispute over naming the city of Athens. Legend has it that the city was once a prosperous coastal town without a name. This provided an opportunity for the gods to compete for the right to name it. Poseidon caused a stream of water to gush forth from the ground, piercing the land of Athens with his trident. Athena, on the other hand, planted an olive tree near the temple. This crop brought considerable economic benefits to the area. Unable to resolve the dispute, the citizens of Athens formed a committee and decided to vote on the matter. In the end, Athena emerged victorious, and the city was named after her. The olive tree, as a symbol of peace, prosperity, and harvest, played an important role in ancient Greek history and culture. It is often seen on coins and represents harmony and abundance. The olive wreath worn by champions in the Olympic Games is also derived from this symbolism. Now, back to Medusa. Due to the animosity between these two powerful gods, many believe that Poseidon's actions and choice of location were motivated by a desire to hurt Athena. By defiling her priestess, he aimed to insult and humiliate her. However, Poseidon, being a god of the sea, was not easily subdued by ordinary mortals. Moreover, considering their uncle-nephew relationship, Athena made a decision that was quite remarkable. Enraged, she punished the victim, claiming that her actions had desecrated the temple. She cursed Medusa, transforming her beautiful locks into venomous snakies, and rendering her eyes incapable of making eye contact with others. Anyone who locked eyes with her would be turned to stone. Thus, after experiencing this double tragedy, Medusa became a true monster. But it doesn't end there. Athena desired to eliminate her completely. This is where another character comes into play, Perseus, a demigod. According to the story, the king of Argos had a daughter named Danae. He kept her locked away in a bronze tower because a prophecy had foretold that Danae would bear a son who would bring about his downfall. Unable to harm them directly after learning that Zeus was the father, the king decided to let them perish on their own. He placed them in a wooden chest with some food and pushed it into the sea, hoping they would disappear. However, Zeus, aware of his children's fate, asked his brother Poseidon for assistance, ensuring that they would reach the safe shores of the island called Seriphos. It was there that Perseus grew up. Being attracted to Danae, naturally due to her beauty, the king of Seriphos, who had secretly fallen in love with her, repeatedly expressed his love to no avail. Little by little, his heart turned to hatred for Perseus. When Perseus reached the age of 18, during a banquet organized by the king where Perseus was empty-handed, the king saw an opportunity. Aware that no one could return alive from Medusa's presence, the king demanded that Perseus bring him the head of Medusa as a gift. However, he concealed the terrifying ability that Medusa possessed. Despite this, Perseus ultimately agreed to the king's request. On the day of departure, there was only one boat at sea, and on board was an old man who appeared to have been waiting for quite some time. After traveling for a while, the old man revealed his true identity. Can you guess who this person was? Surprisingly, it was Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. Athena told Perseus, "You are my brother. Our father is Zeus. If you don't believe me, go and ask your mother." She proceeded to teach Perseus how to avoid being turned into stone by Medusa. She gave him 5 items: a backpack, a cap of invisibility, a pair of winged sandals, a reflective shield, and a scythe that could easily sever Medusa's head. Remembering the instructions given by Athena, Perseus set off on his journey. When Perseus found Medusa, he followed Athena's guidance and approached her by looking at the reflection in the shield. He quickly severed her head and placed it in the backpack. He then wore the cap of invisibility and escaped from Medusa's sisters. After returning to his homeland, Perseus reunited with his mother. However, the king there doubted that Perseus had truly brought back Medusa's head. Unbeknownst to him, Medusa's power was still present, and with just one glance, the king turned into stone. In the end, Perseus presented Medusa's head to Athena. She then embedded it in her own divine shield, strengthening its power. The shield of Aegis became one of Athena's most prominent symbols. Now, when you hear the name Medusa, you won't only think of fear, but also of the story of Perseus and Athena.